What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Diablo 4 video. In this video we're going to be going over the brand new patch notes that just dropped last night. Now in this patch notes we've got a ton of nerfs and a very few buffs, but I'll just let you guys know Blizzard just basically went to this website right here, if you've never been to it, maxroll.gg, looked at everything in the S tier and was just like, you know what? Thanks, Maxroll. We're just going to go ahead and nerf all of these ones. Thanks for organizing it for us and letting us know it's OP. Because that's basically what they did. Starting with the very top one on the list. What is that? Whirlwind Barb. Let's scroll on down. Barbarian, very first nerf, Whirlwind. So, for everybody who's been making those YouTube videos and watching those YouTube videos and copying all of the best builds, they've been nerfed now. So, now we got to think of new builds and go ahead and try to build less crazy overpowered stuff, apparently. Now, what exactly changed with the Barbarians? Well, Challenging Shout got nerfed. The damage reduction gained from a single skill reduced from 4 to 2%. So you're going to be taking a bit more damage. That's not too big of a deal. The legendary aspect changed, which is this is one of the big nerfs right here. Cooldown reduction per nearby enemy reduced from 2.75 to 5.4 seconds. Down to 1 second to 1.9 seconds. So what does that mean? That means you're going to be reducing the cooldowns of your skills by up to about 4 seconds less per enemy near you, which is pretty huge considering that the maximum cooldown reduction was 12, is also going down to 6. So not only do you have to hit more enemies with that shout, but you're also going to be getting less cooldown reduction in the long run. Why was this nerf made? Well, the nerf was made because Barbarians were able to just spam this ability right here and never have to regenerate any of their class energy resource because the cooldown reduction was so huge of 12 seconds. So, looks like Blizzard are kind of trying to nerf things in order to make you have to use that basic skill. They don't want you to take that basic skill off. They want you to have nothing to do and just spam that basic skill for a little bit to build up that resource. It seems to be their balancing philosophy. Now, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Aspect of the Dire Whirlwind. Increased crit strike chance per second reduced from 5 to 10 to 3 to 8. So, a minor nerf, not too big, just 2%, but 2% on a crit chance is going to add up to quite a bit of damage in the long run. And maximum crit strike chance bonus reduced from 40% at max level all the way down to 24% at max level. Now that right there, that's a pretty huge nerf right there. That's almost 20% crit strike chance bonus right there, so you're not going to be seeing as much big crit damage with that whirlwind anymore, unfortunately. I guess they like I said, they just went to the top list right here, saw Whirlwind Barb, and was like, alright, we're gonna nerf that thing out of existence. So hopefully it's still usable. You might need to build up some more crit strike chance on like your gear or something like that to make up for it, or hopefully you just do enough damage regardless, but that's gonna be a pretty noticeable nerf right there. Now we got some item changes for Gore's Devastating Grips. Explosion damage gained from Whirlwind reduced from 50 to 70 all the way down to 16 to 26%. Now I don't play Barbarian right now, but I'm pretty sure that's a pretty huge nerf. Explosion damage gained. I'm assuming that's a pretty big nerf. Like I said, I don't play Barbarian, but if I had to guess what that does, I'm assuming when you kill a monster they explode, perhaps. And now it's going to be doing like 50% less damage. That sounds pretty bad. Damage against wreckable objects no longer increases explosion damage, and explosion damage is only increased by the first 100 hits of Whirlwind. And surprising to me, which all I've heard is Druid is the worst class in the game, Druid is getting nerfs, believe it or not. So they said, hey, Druids, you found one good build that you guys have? No, you're not allowed to have any good builds. Let's go ahead and check that tier list again. Where is Druid on this tier list? Pulverized Druid is on the tier list under S tier. So of course, they're going to be getting that nerf too. Don't worry, guys. You can't have a best build in this game. It has to all be balanced. So what's getting nerfed here? Pulverized's lucky hit chance reduced from 33 to 25. Not that big of a nerf, but still pretty substantial. Lightning Storm damage increased from 32 to 40%. There we go. Here's a buff finally. So maybe now those people who want to play Lightning Druid can now have a Lightning build that's a little more viable. We got Grizzly Rage damage bonus increased from, I'll just say the top one, 15% to 18%. So a 3% damage buff, nothing too crazy. Class specialization, Obsidian Slam, kill required for bonus increased from 10 to 20. Calm Before the Storm, lucky hit chance reduced from 15 to 10. It just seems like they're nerfing the lucky hit chance all around. I guess they just don't want that lucky hit chance to be that free of damage, I guess. Passive changes, Electric Shock damage bonus increased. So it looks like they have definitely are trying to get us to play that electric build a little bit more, the lightning build. Legendary aspect changes, Shockwave aspect damage reduced from 130 to 100. Crash Stone aspect, crit strike damage reduced from 50 to 40 at max level. Lightning Dancer's aspect, flat damage increased from 0.5 to 0.6 to 7 to 0.8. So again, it seems like they want us to move into the lightning mode for the Druids, but also Druids is quite the clunky hard class to be playing right now, so it's kind of unfortunate they nerfed their best build, but it's understandable. We got to keep more viable builds in the game, not just one. Now, the big winner from this patch, from what I've seen, is the Necromancer. The Necromancer got a ton of buffs and a very big nerf, but not a damage nerf at least. Well, I guess it kind of is a damage nerf, but let's get right into it. The Blood Lance, which is probably the Necromancer's worst spender skill, got a damage increase from 67.5 to 80%. I don't think this is going to make this skill viable still, maybe for fun or something, but Bloodlance isn't really the best skill compared to the other skills that they can use. Army of the Dead damage increased from 30 to 45, and cooldown reduced from 90 to 70. That's a huge buff, and I'm very glad to see it. Army of the Dead was probably one of the worst ultimates in the game just because of that 90-second cooldown. It was way too long, and you don't really have too many ways of lowering that cooldown as a Necromancer, so that is a very welcome buff. Blood Wave damage increased from 90% to 120%. A big damage boost is always needed. Shadow Blight damage increased from 20% to 22%. That's pretty nice. Grim Harvest Essence gain reduced from 369 to 246. Ooh, that's a big nerf right there, actually. So what Grim Harvest is that's the basic skill where they just get that scythe and slash everything in front of them, and it gives you up to 9 essence per enemy hit. So you were able to just get into a big mob, give a big slice, and then all of a sudden you get a bunch of essence back. That's not going to be happening as crazy anymore. It should still probably be one of the best skills though, so it should still be okay. Serration crit strike chance reduced from 1.5 to 0.9, a very, very minor nerf. I don't know why they would even bother putting that in. That's 0.4%. That's not, or 0.6%. That's not that big of a nerf. Death is defense. Maximum minion life lost in single damage instance reduced from 45% to 30%. That's a very nice buff. And that means your monsters will now be taking at maximum 4 hits to die instead of 3. So we take what we can get with those minions. They kind of die pretty quickly, but again, now they'll be dying a little bit slower. So that's pretty good. Raise Skeleton. Skeleton Warriors attack damage will be increased by 10%. Golems will be increased by 10%. And Blood Golem's life drain will be increased by 50%. The Blood Golem's life drain healing from enemies hit will be increased by 1%. Iron Golem slam damage will be increased by 150%. Holy crap. So we definitely are going to need to check that Iron Golem damage out now. 150% more damage. And Iron Golem shockwave damage increased by 10%. So big damage boosts all around for the Golem. Big sustainability boosts for that Blood Golem. And just very nice cooldowns for the ultimate. I'm loving those buffs already. The Paragon board changes. I don't think very many people have gotten to the Paragon board, so we'll just go over it real quickly. Golem life bonus damage increased by 10%, and Cult Leader damage bonus increased by 5%. Now for the big nerf that I'm sure a lot of you are not going to want to hear is the rogue nerfs. So every single YouTube video have been saying Twisting Blades is the best build in the game. We go to the tier list again. What is on here? Twisting Blades number 2. Of course, they're going to get the smack. Advanced Twisting Blades cooldown reduced per enemy hit, reduced from 0.25 to 0.1. So that is a big nerf, guys. That's a huge nerf. Rather than before, what you had to hit 12 minions in order to get 3 seconds of cooldown reduction, now you're going to have to hit 20 minions in order to get 2 seconds of cooldown reduction. So that's quite a big nerf. It should hopefully still make the build pretty viable, but it will be brought down in power quite substantially. But I do still think this will be the best rogue build, even regardless of these nerfs. Rapid Fire damage increased by another 6%. That's always good. Dark Shroud damage reduction reduced, so they want you to be a little less tanky. Dash enhanced crit strike chance bonus from 20 to 15%. Okay, I guess that's a nerf there. Enhanced dash crit strike bonus from 20 to 15%. Yeah, it's a 5% nerf there. Caltrops damage increased by 10%. Passive changes. Concussive crit strike chance reduced from 15 to 12. Not that big of a nerf there. Legendary affix repeating. Maximum minion life lost in single damage instance reduced. So just the same as the, what's it called? The Necro. And that's it. So, like I said, they just went ahead and checked on here and said, all right, Twisting Blades, you're getting the smack. Next time, Death Trap Rogue, be careful. You're going to be next. Now we're on the Sorcerer for the last ones. Arc Lash, lucky hit chance reduced from 30 to 14%. And we'll go ahead and check and see where Arc Lash is. That's the first A tier that's getting a nerf right there, but that's because that is the best build for the Sorcerer. So I guess they just didn't like the fact that Sorcerer's best build was the best build. They're like, all right, we're just going to go ahead and nerf the best build for that. So Arc Lash nerfed, Teleport nerfed, the reduced, Shimmering Teleport damage reduction. Yeah, so mages are going to be a little less tanky after their teleports, which that's a good nerf in my opinion. Sorceresses are way too tanky right now. Legendary affix changes, bonus damage reduced from 40 to 35. And some general change. Okay, so Sorcerer's just got a very, very minor nerf. Nothing too crazy there. Druid companions and Necromancer minions. Maximum damage over time taken per instance reduced from 2 to 1%. Okay, I guess that's good. Paragon board changes. Attack speed nodes reduced by 50. Glyphs. All glyph bonus scaling has been reduced by 34%, except for crit strike damage, vulnerability, glyphs, rare magic, bonus to elementals, and monster changes significantly reduce the spawn rate of treasure goblins within PvP zones. I never actually went to a PvP zone, so I don't know how crazy that was, but dang, I'm disappointed I missed that then. Bug fixes, fix the name for the Lightbearer mount, the go to the shop button, fixed an issue where the Sorcerer uses deep freezes, and normal crash fixes. So that's all the patches that we've got for today, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you think these were good patch notes, if you think these were bad patch notes. Overall, a big win for the Necromancers and a huge loss for the Barbarians. I think they got the hardest nerf there. They're actually going to have to start using a basic attack again. So let me know down below what you guys think about these nerfs and buffs. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.